Good evening, guys. Welcome to another Sunday night stream. Good to have you in. Over 100 in already. You might be able to hear a thunderstorm in the background. It's really heavy rain here. There's a thunderstorm going on. It's real loud. You probably won't even catch it, I suppose, but it sounds very, very loud. And before anybody asks, I am still ill, believe it or not, a week after last week, but I'm a lot better. I'll tell you a little bit about that a little bit later on. I don't want to bore you. As I say, welcome to everybody who's joined the stream. First things, commiserations even to any football fans out there. The Lionesses lost 1-0 to Spain. If you know me, I don't like football at all. It just doesn't interest me. But I understand a World Cup game like that is very, very important to a lot of people. So, as I say, commiserations. I'll just say a quick hi to Andrew Hammond. He's got a buzz off to work in 15 minutes, so he keeps me up to date with all the what's going on in the football world, because as I say, I don't follow it. So I just gave him a quick text before I started. Says, "Is there any more football on, Andy?" Because I always end up competing with some big football match or cricket match or something like that. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Last Sunday was pretty good. If you were in last Sunday, I didn't do a member stream because I was feeling really, really bad. As I say, I'm a lot better this week, but I'm still not quite there. But I will be doing a member stream tonight. We'll see how that goes. Yoz, how are you doing? I've just sent you a text because I read your Facebook post about woke people in the UK. I totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree with you. Right. Okay. So let's start as we always do. Let's say hi to everyone. Just say hi and welcome to a new member there, Mike Braithwaite. Become a YouTube member. Good stuff. I hope you're in the stream, Mike. If not, I hope I see you in the member stream a little bit later on. Right, currencies are doing pretty good. They're up at the 45 baht to the pound. Some places you look at will say 44, but it's 44.45. I've taken these figures about an hour before the stream starts, so I'll give you an indicator, and I'll put them up again a little bit later on tonight. So we'll say hi to Alan HC, the Lion, and Alan HC again. I'll put that up there. Quite right. Sorry, mate. The Lionesses played valiant, but couldn't bring it home. Good game for the recognition of women's sport. That's good. If you were here last week, I'm just do this little test. I'm using this new mic again, and it's really good quality, but I don't know, it's quite far away because I don't want it hanging here. So if hopefully everybody can hear me. Just if you're a regular, give me a quick shout and let me know if the sound's coming through okay. Right, okay. I just went down to the bottom to see if there was any message about the sound. Ty Billy Boy says, "You look and sound healthier this week." Well, I feel it. I'm not 100%, but I'm 80%. I'm still on antibiotics, but it was quite shocking, actually, what I found out. I thought I just had like a bit of a flu or something. And it was quite shocking. I'll tell you what happened. I actually went into hospital. Sounds great. Okay, brilliant. Let's go back up. Right, so Crypto Chris, how you doing, Chris? Good to see you. Bamboo, usual crowd in. Donald Trump, good to see you in. Innovations, good day from New York City. Finally aligned with the Sunday schedule. Great to be in the house. Yeah, I think the Sundays are better, aren't they? Saturdays people are doing things, and it's quite hard for me being in Bangkok because I kind of seem to be out of sync with everywhere around the world except, I don't know, Vietnam. But I've just got to try and work out a schedule that kind of as best as I can do it. And I think Saturday wasn't a great move. The Sunday seems to be a lot better. Right. Let me just say hi to Jason Geezers. Hello, Peter and crew. So long last year. I'm living the dream retirement with my Tirac. Yeah. So I spoke to Jason. Jason's a guy who he's kind of done what I've done now. He hasn't got divorced, but he's basically moved out here. He's got himself a Thai girlfriend. He's been with her for a good several months now. I've met a nice girl. And the only thing is he's living right out in the sticks where there's no BTS station, he was telling me today. So he's got to get that sorted. But he's made the move. He's renting out his flat, his apartment in quite close to where my mother lives in London, actually, in Tottenham. And he's out here now. He's made the move. And perhaps I'll do a video with Jason one day and we'll just talk about what it's like to have moved out. I've done my 1 hour video, so maybe I can bring Jason in. We can go and sit in the park and talk about it. Let him settle in first few weeks, I think. Stephen James, is it possible for me to find true love in Thailand? I suffer. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'd get that clear. I'll put that up there. I'll get that cleared up and then start thinking about true love. Right, Scott D. Beautiful day here in the Windy City. Today, the famous Air and Water Show, which is huge event. It's a huge event. 2 million weekend lakefront visitors. Wow, that is a lot of people. 2 million. Good on you, Scott. David Barnett. Hi, everyone. Okay, Jason again. Peter, I think your banner is reading Saturday rather than Sunday. Okay, that's my mistake. Yeah. Okay, I hope people haven't missed out. Sometimes, because every week when I do when I put out a stream, you have to prepare the thumbnails every week, and sometimes you got so much going on. I've got a kind of template, and I just change the girl and I change the date, and sometimes I miss the day or I get the date wrong, and it's not being me being lazy. It's just sometimes I'm in such a rush to get things done. Sometimes I've got to do everyday things like go shopping and buy food. It's quite important to buy food. Talking of food, I went into a Taco Bell tonight. I've never been in one of those places before on Soy 11. What it was, I like to go around to the Red Lion on Soy 13. That's quite close to me, and it's quite a nice ambience in there. They do draft beer, which is pretty good. I've got no affiliation. I'm not getting any backhanders. But they do good roast dinners, and I like to go around there for a roast on a Sunday. And I thought, well, I'll go out at 5. I had something to do. That would take me about half an hour. And then I'll whiz around on the scooter to the Red Lion. I'll get myself a nice roast dinner, and then I'll come back, take a shower, and get ready for this. And you know what? I couldn't get a seat. Absolutely packed because they're all watching the football. Not a single seat, okay? And in fact, the one seat I did go to sit down, some guy came in and said, "Hey, that's my seat." I only went out for a smoke. And different meaning in the UK if you're American, and you heard that. And I ended up looking around. I thought the only other one I thought I don't want pizza, I don't want Burger King. And I've seen this Taco Bell and it was empty, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. And I went in and had a burrito and some other, but you know what? It was okay. I don't know if I'll be going back in there. Right, Leeds, how are you? Good evening. Stephen James, I seen you Wednesday, Thursday. I said hi. You completely ignore me. No, James, I don't ignore anybody. There's no way on this planet, if you said hi to me and I heard you, that I would just ignore you. Absolutely not. I'd be interested to know where that is. I seen you Wednesday, Thursday. I said hi. You completely ignore me. So where was that, Steve? Because I wouldn't have ignored you. In fact, yesterday I was in the Red Lion. Why did I go around? I think I just went around for a beer, and I met a guy called Clive. He just happened to be in there. Well, he was walking by and he said, "Oh yeah, Peter, I watch your channel." And I said, "Are you on your own?" He said, "Yeah." And I invited him to sit down with me. He ordered some fish and chips, and we had a meal, and we had a good natter, and I shook his hand, and off I go. I'm not that sort of guy to ignore people. I probably didn't hear you, or I was looking at you, thought I heard you. There's no way on this earth, honestly, I would not ignore anybody. If I didn't like you, I'd just say, "Don't want to talk to you," but I wouldn't ignore you. Right, Deke, how you doing, mate? You're coming out soon. Hi, Peter. Only 5 days to go. Right, good stuff. Franco, it's Franco's birthday today. He's having his birthday bash, his birthday night out in Le Pub, Phil's Le Pub. I know he's there tonight. And Damon is in Pattaya as well at the moment with his lovely girlfriend Keo. So I dare say they won't be watching the stream, but maybe on the rerun. So if any of them do, so I hope you had a good night, guys, because you'll watch this on the rerun. But I'm actually driving down to Pattaya on Tuesday. It's quite a tight schedule because I'm going to be doing a video with Damon. I won't tell you what it's about right now because a lot of people do videos in Pattaya, but this is something a little bit different. And all the gases now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tomorrow's Monday. I get confused because I keep thinking it's Saturday because I've been doing the stream so long on a Saturday. So today's Sunday. Tomorrow daytime, I'm going to get all my thumbnails ready and everything, the stories for next week, and then I'm driving down. I should get down to Pattaya Tuesday about 2. I'll check into the hotel, and then I'll have a night out with Damon and Franco. Probably in Tree Town somewhere. That's where we normally go. And then I'm going to do the video on Wednesday morning with Frank, getting mixed up now, with Damon. And then I'll have a bit late lunch and then shoot back to Bangkok. So it's a real flying visit. But I'm looking forward to just getting out of the city, Bottle Baby, cheap seats again. Okay. Javier, good evening, Peter, and everyone else in the chat. Charles Saunders, good evening, Peter, the moderators and everyone. The Lionesses put up a great show. They are to be congratulated. Yeah, they can't. Both teams can't be a winner, can they? Somebody has to lose. Paul C. Hi, guys. I made it. Thailand is my new home. Okay, good stuff, Paul. You're here as well. PA Comanche, good morning from a hot USA, 44.5 today. How are you, Randy? Good to have you in the stream. 20 Rothmans, geezers. I told that the problem with retiring is that you don't know what day it is. That's actually true. Actually, I had it a few weeks ago where I really thought it was a Tuesday, and somebody said it's Friday, and I'm like, you're joking. And I honestly thought it was a Tuesday, and I had plenty of time to prepare the story and everything for the weekend. Let me just turn this aircon down a notch, guys. I've discovered, I've always had problems with aircon. I've discovered that when I do it from here, the numbers change, but it actually doesn't do anything. You've actually got to literally get next to the air conditioner. Let me just turn it down because I'm sweating cobs here. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that can actually be a problem because if you stay here for any length of time, I've always said in the past that you do need to get a hobby, find something to do, else you will just end up climbing the walls. But you can forget what day it is. I've decided to get into a health regime. I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. I did try giving up drinking completely a few weeks ago. I lasted 11 days. I just got bored, but I've got a new plan of action. And somebody's motivated me what he does, and I think it will suit me down to the ground, and it will take away this problem of losing days and all that sort of stuff. So let me get into this. Say hi to everybody, and then I'll get into it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm short of breath now already. Let me tell you my hospital story very, very quickly while I got a few in. So last weekend I thought I had the flu, and I went to the pharmacy and I got some medicine, and nothing worked. About 5 days in, I was in a real bad way. And I woke up on the 5th night. I couldn't breathe. I was sat on the edge of the bed. I thought I was going to suffocate. It was that bad. And every time I laid down, I could hear like liquid in my lungs, like I suppose it was phlegm, a horrible word, and I hope you're not eating. But it was like every time I laid down, the phlegm was kind of stopping me breathing. So I had to sit up. So it was horrible. I couldn't sleep because I couldn't lay down. And I was so tired, I wanted to sleep. And I was coughing my guts out, but I couldn't get enough air in the lungs to actually get that cough that shifts everything. So it was just coughing and coughing and coughing. And it was really, really bad. I mean, seriously, but I was actually worried because I thought at one point that I was going to suffocate. I really did. I'm not exaggerating. So obviously the next morning I went to the hospital up on Rama 4. I go to a cheaper hospital now. I found a great hospital. It's cheaper. And I went in, I seen the doctor, and I went to the specialized unit for lungs and air and all the rest of it. It's got a name, I forget what it's called. And basically the doctor examined me and he says, look, you need a chest x-ray. And they give me a chest x-ray and he said, well, the top of your left lung has got liquid in it. And he says, you've got pneumonia. And I'm like, you're joking, pneumonia? Who gets pneumonia in Bangkok? And I says to him, no, I've heard a lot about these. I'm not trying to teach you your job, doctor, but I've heard there's different variants of COVID going around. And, I done a COVID test and, you read on Facebook and stuff that the old COVID test kits won't pick up the new COVID. And it's all, gets you down a bit. And, the doctor was adamant. He says, no, you've got no form of COVID. He says, what you've got is pneumonia and you've got a bad case of it. And there's liquid in your lungs. And he said, and he put me on these antibiotics. And he says, if you don't see any different, really strong antibiotics, and he gave me another tablet to break up the phlegm. And he said, if you don't see any much of an improvement in 3 days, he says, you bet you come in. He said, we're going to put you in, we're going to admit you and put you on an IV. Is it called an IV? Where they pump stuff through your veins. And I thought, blimey, an IV? I thought I only had a cold. But anyway, good news is it hasn't gone. I'm still very hot. My throat's a lot better, but I'm still blowing my nose, but not every 2 seconds like I was in last week's stream. So what I say to you guys, if you're coming out here in the next couple of weeks, because there's a lot of stuff going around Bangkok right now, all of Thailand actually. I'm not a hypochondriac, but if you're going to go onto the BTS or onto the MRT or into a real crowded part of a mall where there's a food market, put a mask on. It's only for a few minutes, and if you get what I've got, you'll be pissed off because I know another guy I met online and he's only got 3 days left in Thailand. He's got what I've got and he says he's just miserable. He can't leave his hotel room. Okay, so I hope I've still got one more day on the antibiotics and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, scary stuff, and I suppose because of my age, I'm 63 now. I guess it takes longer to heal, doesn't it? Because the guy, Eric, who came around here and helped me with my technical stuff, young guy I mentioned, he came around last week and I said, look, Eric, I don't know if you should come in because I've got this really bad flu and you might catch it. And I was certain he'd catch it because he's in the same room as me. And I met him yesterday with his girlfriend. That's another story. And I said, how you feeling? And he said, no, absolutely fine. So it must be an age thing. I must have a weaker immune system. Right. Welcome to the Hypochondriac Show with Peter. Right. No name. Hi, Peter and crew. Jeff say, is Cupid a good site? Yeah, I think so. I think Cupid, Badoo, Thai friendly, they're all about the same. Just got to weed out the lady boys and that. And I've got a good video coming out on Wednesday. It'll be released after the member stream tonight for members only, and then it'll be released to everybody else on Wednesday. Remind me to tell you about that. I just want to get through the hellos with everyone else. I'll fall so far behind. How far am I behind now? About 10. Quite a bit behind. Let's whiz through these. Bangkok Universe, how you doing? Paul C, I tried and usually the wife will tell me what day it is if I ask, right? Good stuff. Tron Roger, hello to Peter and everyone. Steve the Butcher, hi everyone. Flex you writes 12:45. Hello from Royette. Okay, good to have a few people in Thailand in. I'm just not here on my own. Charles Saunders, yeah, we'll definitely put that one up there. Charles, make sure you hit that like button on checking in. That'll be good. That'll help the algorithm. Steve, hello Peter and the gang. Hope everyone is good. Yeah, already said hello to you as well, Steve, about that article on Facebook. I can't stop. I don't want to keep talking about other things. I want to say hi to everyone, but I just want to tell you, I didn't realize my Facebook for Thailand Bound. I didn't realize because I started it and then I got sidetracked. I didn't go back to it for about 2 years. And I looked at the other day, I've got 3,000 followers on there. So I just put a little post up there saying I'm going to get it going again. And I am. And I'm going to start using Facebook, and Daniel started this Discord group for me, but I haven't got a clue. I'll have to sit down with him. So it's all happening, as they say. David Barnett will be back in Jomtien this Friday. Can't wait to get away from the grid in the UK to stress-free times in Thailand. Tell me about it. I was texting my daughter today, and she started arguing with me by text. And I was like, for God's sake, I left Thailand. I left the UK to get away from this. Just leave me alone. And I blocked her. I'll unblock her tomorrow, but that always happens. That's my eldest. We can't get on. Richard, number 5, evening all. Richie Rich, good evening. Andrew, okay, you're talking to someone else. Napoleon Blown Apart. That's got to be the best name on YouTube, hasn't it? Napoleon Blown Apart. That's your belly rumbling, please. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, it's well. Yeah, I've got to start eating healthy as well. Flex, you're right. Phuket. Okay, I'm trying not to read out messages that people are reading to each other. Nice, Jeff. You always do it, mate. First in on the super chat. Something towards a good meal. Thanks, Jeff. That would get me a roast probably round at the a good roast at the Red Line's about £8, you know. So that's excellent. Yeah, it's about £8, isn't it? Thank you very much, Jeff. Okay, got to find out where I was now, as people start moaning that I'm missing them out. Hang on. Right. Okay. I'm way behind here. Did I say hi? Yeah, I said hi. Okay, I know. Where are we? Okay, I got it. Gil. Paul Hoskins. Hello, Peter. Is the goose fat on the chest working? That's an old remedy, isn't it, Paul? Kel Giggs. Good evening, Peter. Got the mushroom picking done already today. It's red wine time. Good. Sounds very relaxing. Red wine. Mad67. Welcome to Monday morning from New South Wales, Australia. Anders Bergman. Hi, everyone. Steve James. NDTV Live is now. Good for him. Nick T, hi mate. Is that a bit of an advertisement there? One of his mates. Okay, well, fair play to him. He's probably got about 600 people in as usual. That's fine. Hi mate. See you in 42 days. Not that I'm counting. Yeah, Nick. I got to say hi to Nick. I forgot. I said I'd say hi to you at the beginning, but Nick's actually in the UK. I met him in London, and I met him out here in Pattaya a few months ago. He's addicted to it now. He's a real monger, king of the mongers. But he's got a daughter. His wife separated. But he's in his garden this evening, putting up a huge trampoline. He sent me a picture of the box and all the, the legs, and rather him than me. So anyway, have a bit of a break, Nick, and get back to it in a while. Steve the Butcher, Marley looking good while the sweating away at the food market. Yeah, they're not doing great numbers, those videos, but I'll keep on with them. She's really busy at the moment doing her MC, and she's booked up for about 3 weeks, so I can't do anything with her. But I've done a video with another girl, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a bit. Did that come out right? I'll tell you about that in a bit. Right. Thai Billy Boy, you look and sound healthier this week. Yeah, I feel it. I hope next week I'll be 100%. Aussie Rose, hi Peter, I hope you're feeling better. Bamboo sounds good. Bamboo, all talking about the sound there. Thank you guys for telling me the sound is okay. Let me just get past all these sound messages. Yeah, Innovation says it's much better than the old mic. Well, the thing is, it's about the person who put it in says you have to do this and be able to touch the mic with your pinky, and it sounds good. So that's what I'm doing. And I don't want it hanging here, but it is. It's 4,000 bahts worth. Right. Martin, hello from the Netherlands. Good to have you in, Martin. Anders Bergman, done. Okay. Paul Hoskins, I can see you. Can you hear me? I can. Nom Eye Inspector. Afternoon, Peter. Didn't realise you moved to Sunday afternoons. Yeah, somebody said that the thumbnail had the wrong day on it. Right, Aussie Rules, you're saying new mic and sound is perfect. Marley enjoying the insects, still not appealing to me. Yeah, I hear you. Them insects are horrible. I mean, she picks up this, it looks like a little fat worm, And she, do you want some? And I'm like, no, you're all right. I was surprised by the amount of people who left comments and said, oh, yeah, they're lovely. It's just like eating crisps, And I was like, well, I'll leave that to you. Biodiversity, Pattaya booked for 2 weeks, end of January. Can't wait to be back at World Adult Disney. Okay. Hillabilly Falang, greetings from Graceland. Elvis says hello. Oh, I'd love to. I'd really like to go and visit Graceland. I've seen a documentary about it on YouTube. Darren Howe, good evening, Peter, and all from pleasant Suffolk. Yeah, how you doing, Darren? Brian Brian Mells, hi Peter, looking forward to a great stream. Yeah, you and me both, Brian. Rod Lap, I'm living in Bangkok for 2 months now. Amazing place. It is. Geezers, would love that, Peter, in the near future. We'll get together and do it. Give it 3 months till you've been here 3 months, and then you can. It's no point just getting off the aircraft and talking about your life here, is there? Let me just say thank you very much to Wayne Ritchie, handsome man. Hi, Peter, handsome man. I got there before you. I got pneumonia in 2021. I was shortness of breath and in the hospital for 3 days. It was awful. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty close to having to be in hospital. I was out of it. I was really out of it. It's not good. I can't remember ever having pneumonia, even as a kid. I mean, I've had a cold, I've had the flu. The flu's bad enough, but pneumonia is bad. You know, you get a buildup of phlegm in your lungs, and I could actually hear it. It was like bubbling, you know, when I was breathing, it was bubbling, and it was quite loud, you know, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Scary though, you know, especially at my age. I've got to try and find where I was again. There we are. I found it straight away. Right. Boohoo. How you doing? Haven't seen him for a while. Evening, Peter and crew. Fletcher Wright, 1245. Found a nice girl from Royette. I do 4 months Thailand, 2 months in the UAE. Let me put that up. Look, I found a nice girl from Royette. I do 4 months Thailand, 2 months in the USA. Check in on my mum. Loving Thailand. Hillary 2 on Soi 4 is my favourite place to chill. Yeah, I'm kind of grown out of those sort of girly bars these days. I tend to go to sort of regular places, but I'll probably get bored of them in about a month and go back to the girly bars. Right. No name. Can someone let me know if they can see this post having issues on other streams? Yep, I can see it. No name. Absolutely. It's up there on screen. Right, Stephen, they might have banned you for whatever reason. If you can see them on one but not the other, you might be banned on there for, I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying it's a possibility. Stephen James, your mum is living in London. Any plans for a visit? Don't remember you mentioning her. Is she still alive? Yeah, my mother's still alive. She's about 77 now. She lives in Haringey in London. I'm not really close to her. It's a long story. I might do a video of it and yet another video. But yeah, I mean, I used to go down and visit her. Haringey is not the kind of like nicest places in the world. Jason will tell you he lives in Haringey, or he did do until today, or no, sorry, Friday. But yeah, she's still alive. She's 77, walks her dogs over Hampstead Heath every day. And, you know, 77, she's got no wrinkles. It's really weird seeing an old person with no wrinkles. Right. Andrew Hammond. Okay, back to work for me. See you all again soon. Have a good night, Andrew. Don't work too hard. A.B. Weinberg. Thanks for changing it to Sunday. Okay. Stephen James. Peter, how about a podcast with a guy from Thai Daily Expat? Seems interesting person and knowledgeable. I'm up for a podcast with anybody who contacts me. I mean, I don't want to go around begging people to come on my stream. I told you a long time ago, what's his name? The guy who goes around on a motorbike. He did all of Thailand every, what's his name? God, we all know him. It's just a good example story. If you know who I'm talking about, say his name and I'll tell you the story. But yeah, as far as podcasts go, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not going to go around begging people. I do ask people if they'll do videos with me. And I did a great video with a 32-year-old girl yesterday. Like I said, I'm going to put up for the members later. But yeah, if anybody contacts me and they want me to do a podcast with them, I'm open to it. Yeah, I'm not a snob. Toby Price, hi Peter, watching from Angola, home to Thailand on the 2nd. Can't wait. Good stuff. Bamboo, Peter, try pointing your air. You're the only one who complains about it, Bamboo. Try pointing your AC fan towards the ceiling so it evens the temperature out and you don't need to mess with the remote. It's fine now. It's fine. And if I have to get up every once in an hour, it doesn't really matter. It's, you know, it's the problem is I've got a green screen behind me, right? And if I have it at the wrong angle, the thing starts, you know, it's like a sheet, isn't it? You can't see it because there's a picture here, but don't worry about it. Really, if it just don't let it bother you, honestly. Nomi Inspector, just have a drink at the weekend, exercise in the week. Well, I've got a plan and I'll tell you about it in a minute. Nicholas, I'm just grabbing some food here in how do you say that? I'm just grabbing some food here in Savannah, Laos. Okay, I'll catch the member stream later. So happy, feeling better a little bit. Okay, thank you, Nicholas. Kelly Harnett, question is there an area of Thailand that is good for a small boat culture? Thinking 5 to 7 meter boat. Yeah, there's quite a nice lake outside Pattaya, not right outside Pattaya, but yeah, I'm sure there is. There's nothing. Thailand's got everything, you know. I mean, there's nothing. If you've got a hobby, there's nothing. You just have to research it, you know. I mean, I'm not a boating person, so I can't tell you off the top of my head. But I'm not a gambling man. But if I was, I would gamble that you would find somewhere really easy here, because they have everything. You know, they've got golf, they've got fishing, they've got They've even got a microlight club at Pattaya. I don't know if they've got a landing strip there. A lot of people don't know that, but I used to fly, so I know that. I went to have a look at it the other week. Ryan Seeger, I had it in Folkestone, England. I had a temperature for 7 days. Well, that's the weird thing about it, Ryan. I didn't have a temperature. It's really weird. I keep a temperature thing in my next to my bed. I've got, because of my age now, my medicine cabinet's getting bigger by the year. And I've got one that I stick under my tongue, old school, and it's perfectly 36 and a half, so it's weird. Peter Sedlick, is it? Hi from Vienna. Okay, hi, Peter. Paul Hoskin, having an infected throat is awful. The phlegm won't come up and it's green. A little bit too much information there, Paul, but you're absolutely right. It won't come up and it is green. I couldn't have described it better myself. Kel Giggs, going to have a good old chicken dinner. It's Sunday, due back soon. Home in Samut, Prakan. Is good. Hopefully the tenants in Chatham will be gone by then. Okay, yeah. Toby Price. My dad got pneumonia in Hua Hin 3 months ago. A lot of bugs flying around Thailand right now. Yeah, there's a lot of it about at the moment. Deke, are you drinking Iron Brew tonight? No, I'm not. A lot of sugar in Iron Brew, but I do believe you can get a non-sugared version now, can't you? Yeah, Aussie Rose, it is. Pneumonia is contagious. So I haven't been going out very much the last week or so because I don't want to infect people. Richard Woolley says, I had that back in April, very bad respiratory virus. Well, that explains it because, if I get up and go to the toilet or, well, not another toilet, but maybe get up and play with the aircon, sit down, I can actually feel my lungs are a little bit tired, but I'm sure I've been on antibiotics for a week, so hopefully I should be there. Hi, Bangkok. I didn't skip you. I just, what it is, sometimes they skip by and I don't notice them. How you doing, Bangkok, Jimmy? You're welcome. Right. I didn't see your message. Write it again and I'll pick it up. JP, booking up for Thailand for March, doing Phuket and Koh Samui 3 weeks. Good stuff. No name. Good move, JP, with the crazy prices. Richard Harris, sounds good, JP. Got my first visit to Koh Samui in December. Paul Hoskins, we all are addicted to Thailand. Yeah. Scott D, question. Can you describe what a traditional UK roast is? What kind of meat and side dishes? What kind of sauce or gravy? So basically the trimmings, as we call them, are basically all the same. So what you'd normally have either beef, chicken, or pork are the three big ones, but I'd say roast beef in England is the big one. Roast beef or chicken, but mainly beef. It will come with roast potatoes, mashed potatoes, a couple of veg, maybe carrots and peas or cabbage and carrots, something like that. A beef stock gravy. What else? Yorkshire puddings. You'll have to look them up on Google. I'm not telling you. Yorkshire pudding, which isn't a dessert. It goes on the main course. Stuffing. Again, you'll have to look it up. A sage and onion stuffing. Have I left anything out? A chipolata sausage sometimes. Just go onto Google and type in traditional English roast dinner and click on images, and you'll see them. They'll come up. Right, Nick T. I've cracked open a bottle of Jack Daniels now, Peter. Trampoline can wait. That's it. Trampoline's gone now. That won't be done today. Real Dim picture looks great. Good stuff. Yeah, I bought a load of new lighting and to go with a mic as well. I've been spending some money, but money's quite gone down a lot on YouTube at the moment. I think it's the time of year. I can't remember last year, but this time of year, because it's summer in Europe, people aren't watching as much. And obviously, I'm not getting the super chats I used to get when I was in the UK. I used to do really well on the Fridays and the Sundays, so it has dropped. So I'm having to work very, very hard. Richard Harris, best Sunday roast is lamb with mint sauce, onion gravy. Yeah, I don't mind that, Richard. Lamb's not a favourite of mine because I find it a very fatty meat. You don't get a lot of meat in the chop, do you? Stephen James, I have worked in Bangkok and Southeast Asia for 22 years. Exercise daily and eat friendly. Decently, never been sick. Lifestyle is key. Right, let me tell you what my plan is, because I said I was going to tell you over nearly 300 in now. Right, so I'll tell you one of the biggest problems I'm having since I've been out here. One of the biggest problems is when you're in the UK, you've got a job, even a part-time job. If you know my background, when I was in the UK, I was driving some vulnerable kids to school every morning because I needed something to do, right? So what I used to do is I used to leave the house about 8 o'clock, pick up a female escort. She comes in the minibus, and then I'd go around the villages, pick up half a dozen kids, take them to school. I'd be back home by 9:20, and then I'd walk the dog, have my breakfast, and I'd start my day. So by about 10 o'clock, I'd been on a good 2-3 kilometer walk. I'd done the job with the kids. and then I'd have my day. You know, I'd go on the computer, the PC, have lunch, a couple of hours in the afternoon. I normally had a little sleep in the afternoon, and then I'd go out again at 3 o'clock, pick the kids up from school, and drop them all in the villages again. And that was great. You know, it got me out, got to see a bit of the country and everything. But the point of the story is, I had to get up, and some nights I'd stayed up a little bit too late, and the alarm clock would go off, and it was terrible. You know, I had to literally drag myself out of bed, jump in the shower. And you know what it's like. For the first half hour, you're walking around with your eyes closed, and then by 9 o'clock, of course, you're wide awake and your day has started. So the problem I've been having in the UK, in Thailand rather, is I don't have to get up. You know, I am my own man. I can do what I want. I've got plenty to do with YouTube and what have you. But the problem is, I'll go to bed. I don't go too late. I generally go to bed about 12:30 latest. You know, I'm not a 3-4 o'clock in the morning man anymore. And, but the problem I have is I'll wake up about 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'll go to bed at 12:30. I'll wake up at 8 in the morning and I can tell I'm refreshed. Okay. I should then get out of bed, have a shower, have breakfast, do what I've got to do and have my day. But the problem is, and it is a problem, but I've figured out a way around it, which I hope will work. The problem is I wake up at 8 o'clock. I'm in a nice, comfortable bed. The aircon is blowing on me. You know, it's nice and cool, just right. You know, I'm laying there and I don't want to get out of bed because it's nice. You know, it's comfortable, right? Why should I get up? So what I do is I say to myself, I'll have another 20 minutes. You know, I've worked hard on my life. I deserve it. Yeah, you know, and I'll lay there. I'll open my eyes. I'll have a little sleep. I'll wake up and it's 10:30. Okay. And then by the time I finally drag myself into the bathroom, it's near on 11. By the time I've done my ablutions and had a cup of coffee and opened the curtains, and I always sweep the apartment in the morning because wooden floors, you're already nearly lunchtime. And then I kick myself, you know, every morning I think, why did I do that? Why did I do that? And then it's like a vicious circle because at night you can't sleep because you had too much sleep. So my plan, I was talking to a friend the other day. I can't do exactly what he does, because of a couple of reasons. He gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, he gets on his scooter and he goes over to Lumpini Park, and at 5:30 or 5:30 in the morning, he's walking around Lumpini Park, and he says it's great. He goes to bed about 9:30 at night, and I can't do that because it's a bit too early. And the park I go to is at the end of Soy 10, Sukhumvit Soy 10. It's the, I think it's something called something like Banchikati. It's behind the Queen Surrogate Centre. So what I've decided to do when I come back from Pattaya, and I think this will work, right? What I've decided to do is set my alarm clock for 7 a.m. every morning. And I'm going to make sure when that clock goes off at 7, however I feel, I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to put on my vest, shorts and trainers. I'm going to walk across down the road to the park, and I'm going to do at least one lap. Okay, it's about a mile. Just walking, just a brisk walk, come back, have a shower, have a bit of breakfast. It's now 9 o'clock and I've got the whole day. And I'm always complaining that I don't have enough time to edit and all the rest of it. Well, I could do the editing in the morning. I could sit down, do 3-4 hours editing, go out and shoot in the afternoon, film in the evening. I want to get out in the evening, film around here a lot more, do some motorbike rides with a camera strapped to my chest. And so that's my plan. And what I also want to do, I try to stop drinking because I want to stop drinking the beer because of the sugar. And I lasted 11 days. And I just got bored shitless. But what Simon, my friend, does, he doesn't drink beer. He used to, but he drinks vodka. The Singer Beer Company, they do some really good 0 calorie, 0 sugar soft drinks. So you can get like a Manao lime, orange, lemon. And what he does, he'll have vodka and he'll top it up with soda water and then soda's on there. So he has a little drink and he's not having any sugar. So that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give up the beer, just have a couple of shots at night. And I'm going to try and get up and walk every morning. And the other thing I've got on my side is I've got this fantastic pool on the roof of the apartment. I was doing 10 lengths in that. It's I think it's 75 feet long. So that's what my plan is. I'm going to get up every morning at 7 o'clock, go for a walk around the park, cut out the beers, stop eating after 6 p.m. in the evening, have a swim around 5, 6, and hang on. Oh, God, I told you. That's another thing where you moan. Once you start, excuse me. Was that it? Or we got some more coming? We'll have a quick blow. Oh dear. So yeah, I mean, I'll give it a go, and I'll tell you one thing. I lost a good few kilos when I got sick, because I won't tell you what I was, but hang on. I went to the hospital and they weighed me, and I was about 4 kilos less than when I'd weighed myself, and it wasn't because the scales are dodgy. No, my body's run down. So we'll see. I'll keep you up to date on that one. Right. It hasn't stopped. I'll probably go for about another 10 times. Right. Not my inspector. She had you young, Peter. What, my mother? Yeah, she did. She got pregnant, actually, which was very, very young. Yeah, Crypto Chris says you're a lot more susceptible now. That's an age thing, isn't it? Your immune system isn't as strong as a young man's. That's it. Stephen, Paddy Doyle. Hang on. Probably two more and that'll be it. Yeah, so what I was going to say about the guy who asked me, do I want to do podcasts? The reason I said I don't want to go around asking people, begging people, is because when I first started, Paddy Doyle was quite big, and he was riding around all the provinces in Thailand. And I started a second YouTube channel with my friend Simon. It didn't really take off, so we kind of he wasn't really into it. Simon isn't really. He thought it was a good idea, but he got bored with it. But at the time, we were trying to get guests in. We had one or two guests. I can't remember who they were now, but we were trying to get guests on as just to interview, to have entertaining videos. And at the time, we contacted Paddy Doyle. And fair play to him. He actually wrote back to us. There's a couple of guys we wrote to who didn't even respond to us. They didn't even answer us, and mega stars around on YouTube, And Paddy said, he said, I do my own thing. I don't normally go on other people's channels, and I just do what I do. And, sorry about that, but thanks for the invite. And that was it. We didn't think anything more. And about 6 months later, he was in Nick Dean's bars getting rat-assed on his live stream. So, that's the reason I don't kind of grovel for interviews now. Yeah, thanks for everybody who's given the name there. Right, and Angus Bergman, Thailand, absolutely incomplete country, changes the rules all the time. How far am I behind now? Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Sorry about this. And the good microphone will pick that up as well. So in stereo. Okay. Good evening. If you've just joined us, almost 300 in now. I'm competing with other streams on other channels. JP, Mickey Scotch. Right. Stephen James, it amazes me that people try to tell you what setting to have your aircon on. Well, I think he was just trying to help. He's not, he's a long time viewer. I think he's just trying to help me because he watches every week. So he sees me up and down. And I guess he's just trying to help me out so I don't have to keep going up and down. He wasn't complaining, but right. Michael DiCaprio. Hi, Peter. Chad's CB Media. Okay. Is he on? I don't know. He does mainly car stuff now, doesn't he? That wasn't the guy I was talking about. It was the other one. Paul Hoskin, what beauty treatments can you have in Thailand for men? I've never seen anyone do it apart from a haircut and shave. Is that something that people would want to see? I mean, it's not. I can understand that younger guys, like 30 years old, beauty products, but I come from an era where you shaved and that was it. You had a bath every Sunday. It really was like that. When I was young, we had a bath every Sunday, whether we needed it or not. And a different era, 70s. Right, Ben, slight reflection of the glasses and t-shirt, slightly wonky apart from that. Yeah, and don't forget the aircon as well. Rob J, coming back in November with my 18th old son. Do you think he will enjoy himself as it's his time? Yeah, Rob. I was going to do a video with a guy, then he shied out. There's a guy who came here with his 16-year-old son, and basically what happened, his 16-year-old son picked up a freelancer on Sukhumvit Road, fell in love with her. Okay, he's 16, she's probably 25, I don't know. And he wouldn't have a bad thing said about her. He spent the whole 2 weeks here with her. It was basically his girlfriend. He really fell in love head over heels with a 16-year-old boy, and you know how manipulative the girls can be and how they can make a grown man feel. It's all lies, but it feels good, right? And he wouldn't have a bad word said about her. And I was going to interview his dad. His dad lives fairly close to me, and he kind of shied out in the end. He said, well, I don't want to be on camera. You can do it from the back of my head. And I was like, well, that won't work. You're better off just writing the story and sending it in. And I can read it out on a Saturday. Nobody's going to watch a video where, the back of your head's facing the camera. But in answer to your question, I don't know where you're going, if you're going to Bangkok or Pattaya, but, he's 18. Remember what you were like when you were 18? The hormones are all raging, and he's in a country where he can do what he wants, female-wise. So I'd keep an eye on him. Definitely. Give him some lessons on protection. Lots of landing strips in Pattaya. Okay, I don't know about lots. One or two, I'd say. I know one in particular. No name. You're joking, Rob. He'll love it. Perry, yeah, well, absolutely. Pierre, sorry, I always did that last week. Hello, happy for another Sunday stream. Get the likes up. Good video with Marley this week, Peter. Thank you, Pierre. She's, as I mentioned earlier, she's actually out doing her work now. She does MCing and stuff, so she's out of it for about 2-3 weeks. So okay. Paul Hoskins, I love the stuff in. Nomia Inspector, roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, pigs in blanket, roast potatoes, vegetables. Yeah. Dingle, have you ever met up with vlogging a dead horse? I haven't. I do know of him, and I know he's back in town, and I've seen a few of his videos, but I've never met him. I mean, if I bumped into him in the street, I'd said hello. I don't know a lot about him. No, I don't. I haven't. Richard Harris, leg of lamb is superb in a slow cooker. Let it cook all day. Javier and Cole, it's a cookery program now, isn't it? Let's get away from this, Sunday roast. All somebody's got to do is look at a picture on YouTube, haven't they? Mad67, if you want lamb, do a lamb shank. All right. Matthew Cartwright, I haven't seen you in for a while, Matthew. I thought you jumped ship. Good to see you. How you doing? You were in a couple of weeks ago, actually, weren't you? Maybe it's the timing because you were in every week in the UK on the Friday and Sunday streams. Yours Travers, cauliflower cheese is disgusting. Laugh out loud. Funny, I don't like cauliflower cheese, Steve. Laugh out loud, especially when the cream cheese mixed with the gravy. Yuck. Right, Dingle. My day in the UK starts at 4:30 a.m. But what time do you go to bed? Colu, is it? Where would you recommend a great English roast dinner with Yorkshire pudding in Bangkok? Oh, there's so many places. You need a list. You can go to the Robin Hood on 33, the Bull's Head on 33. You can go to the Red Lion on 13. They used to have a great place in the Landmark that's under renovation now. I would say any kind of English, Irish themed pub, they've got one on Soy 4. I forget, it used to be not Delaney's, that was on Soy Convent. I don't know if it's still there up near Patpong. The one Fitzgerald, that's the one on Soy 4. You'll get a good Sunday roast in there. Lots of places, any kind of English themed pub, Irish themed pub, anywhere like that. But Soy 33, they've got a couple of good ones. It's not hard to find it. And if you live in Pattaya, they're like every other place does a Sunday roast, and they do them all day, every day. Dingle, who's in bed with you, Peter, to make you lay in? Yeah, exactly. It's because there's nobody in there. I don't get up. Nick T, have a swim every morning before breakfast in that lovely rooftop pool. I want to get out, Nick, because I like doing the pool. Because you're kind of isolated as well. Don't forget, I live by myself. Okay, I've been here 6 months. I've made friends. I meet a lot of viewers. And the problem is, like today. I went out to get a roast. I couldn't get a roast, so I ended up with a Taco Bell of all things. But I can use a pool, and I do use a pool. I haven't used it while I've got pneumonia for obvious reasons. But I want to go out in the mornings and walk, because when you're in a park in the morning, it doesn't warm up until sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's really nice and cool, so it's nice. You're out. There's lots of people. There's lots of pretty girls to look at. You're just out among, with seeing other people. The pool's great, but there's nobody up there. So hence I'll do the pool in the evening and the walk in the morning. There's a new name I haven't seen before. Stuart Lennox what's that word? Fagoli. Where is a girl that used to work for you? Yes, it's quite a harsh way to put it. Marley, she's still around. She's doing videos with me, but she's got other commitments because she works with other companies as well. Right, Bamboo. Peter, if I have an international driver's license, would I be required to do the theory exam in order to get the Thai license? In order to get the Thai license, I'm just trying to think what I did. No, you don't have to do a theory. What you need to do, if you want to get a Thai driving license, an agent will do it for you. It will cost. You can get it. You can do it yourself for a few $100. But there's a lot of legwork, a lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork, a lot of queuing. For about 7,000 baht, you can get your car and motorcycle test. And what they do, they send somebody to take you. You have to go to the vehicle test station, and you do have to have a couple of tests. The easiest place to get it done is Pattaya. It's faster. The test center is about 20 minutes outside Pattaya. If you get an agent involved, what I say, about 150 quid, right? Just takes the pain out of it, because what will happen? She sends people down there in the morning who take the ticket. So when you have to queue for several hours. So by the time you get there, you're virtually at the front of the queue. And basically, what they'll do, they'll pick you up from your hotel, sort of 8 o'clock in the morning. You'll go down to the vehicle test center. you'll have to sign a load of paperwork, but you won't have to queue it. I think I was in there for a total of about half an hour. Okay, so you sign all the paperwork, and then you go upstairs. She's with you every step of the way, right? So they take you upstairs, and you go in for a test. There's normally about 10 of you. We went into a room, went in a kind of horseshoe, and the first test is like a color test. So they've got a traffic light there, and then he'll say you, okay, you, okay, you, and he goes round the half circle. He got to me, and I'm like red, green, orange. That's fine if you're not colorblind. You've passed that one. And then the only other test you've got is a reaction test. So there's kind of like a box with a foot brake on it, and he'll do that, and you've got to hit it. And when you hit it, there's a bunch of white lines that go up to a kind of white line. And if you're under the white line, then you're passed. If you go over the white line, then it's too slow. But generally, most people, there was one test they used to do, which most people used to fail it. And I do mean most people. So it's pretty easy. You don't do any paperwork, theory tests or anything like that. You just go down there. You have to have your international license, of course, and you have to be able to validate what you want to drive here. So in other words, if you want to drive a large motorcycle here, you have to have it on your license in the UK or wherever you're coming from, and you can do it here. But it's quite easy. The initial license is for 2 years. If you're over retirement age, your second and consequence further licenses are 5 years. If you're under retirement age, you can only do 2 years at a time. So my first licenses are 2 years, and the next one will be 5 years. And it's worth getting them because you think, well, I'll never need them. I got stopped and I got fined by the police up by Saturn. I was in the wrong lane, and I pulled in quick into another lane, and the guy came out the police box, brought me in. I ended up paying quite a bit of money to the police. And but the first thing they ask is, can we see your license? And if I hadn't had a license, then I don't know what they would have done. Right, Shusho Ahmad, what city is this? Are you talking behind me? That is the entrance to, just about there is Soy Cowboy, around there. I don't know. Oh, I'm looking at about around there somewhere. Is it there? Hang on. No, it's there. Can you see the red sign? Okay, so that's the entrance to Soy Cowboy. This leads up to Asok, and if you kept going, that would be the Asok Junction. Right. Anyway, let's change. That's getting a bit boring, isn't it? Let's do another nighttime scene from Bangkok. There we are, looking over at the Sheraton Hotel. Is that the Sofitel? Sheraton Hotel. Right. Okay. I've noticed since I put in these new lightings, I used to have a green phase go around. I don't actually like that piece that much. I'm going to change it again. But this new lighting is working brilliantly. A nice poolside. There we are, up at the pool. Right, let's carry on with these. Aussie rules, good idea. A routine is essential for retirement. Yeah, I mean, I'm not bored. YouTube keeps me busy. I need to get out there and do a lot more videos, okay? I've got the videos with Marley. I met this girl today I interviewed. I'll do one with Jason in 3 months' time. There's no reason why I don't go out in the evening. I just set the camera up somewhere, I've got one of these, let's see if I've got it here. If I can reach it. God, I can't see because the light is so strong. Tried it on the other day. I can't see it because the light's in my eye. I've got one of these elasticated things that go on your chest, like security wear, but you can put your camera on there. And I want to, just drive up and down the soys. Yeah, I know. I see the sign every time I go by it, Richard. It's just my pronunciation. Banchakiti Park. Nice one for walking or running around the lake. Yeah. And I interviewed a girl there yesterday. She's only 32, and we were talking about dating. So I'll just tell you what that video is about, because I'm going to release it to the members tonight after the member stream, and it will be released to everybody else on Wednesday. So this girl's comes from a good family here in Bangkok. She's quite high up in a corporate IT company. She speaks fluent English, very, very good English. She's the girlfriend of an American guy I know, Eric, actually. Her name's Ying. She's got her own YouTube channel as well. And we did a video together, and we just talked about, what normal Thai girls think about us, Farang, coming here and thinking, they can have any woman they want. And we did I asked her about, if somebody does want to come here and meet a girl, and, they're not looking for a holiday girlfriend, they really want to have somebody nice, what does she suggest? And we're talking about the dating sites, and she's telling me on the video what she was looking for when she was looking for a boyfriend, how she was looking for a foreign boyfriend. Okay. She just prefers foreigners. And she was telling me what she describes what she looks for when she's looking at people, when guys put up their profile on a dating site, and she was telling me what she looks for, what puts her off guys and things like that. So if you're in the market for a proper Thai girlfriend and you want a few tips, and that'll be a good video to watch. It's like I say, I'll release it tonight, and then I'll release it on Wednesday for everybody else. Right, Matthew Cartwright. I do one sit up every day when I wake up. Is that when you get off the toilet, Matthew? One sit up, very, very good. Okay, let me just let's have a look. Where are we? Put these back up again. Oh wow! Is it? I think some footballers finished or something because we suddenly had a jump in numbers there. Wow, 350 in. Good to have you. And if you just joined us, a Sunday afternoon stream, changed from the Saturdays, and I think it was a good decision. Daniel Webb again. Hi, Stephen James. Daniel Webb, if you don't live here, you will have a tough time finding a decent girl. That's a very good point, actually, and she brings this up in the video. So I said to her in the interview, I said to her, what would turn you off a guy? You know, because she's not looking for a one-night stand. She's a decent girl, right? But I said to her, what would put you off a guy, a profile? She said, well, the first thing, if he's not here a long time, not meaning he has to live here, but, you know, if he's coming for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then he's coming for fun. Okay, he's going to do what he does here, and then he goes back home for another year. So that was her first credential. And I said to her, what about a guy who comes here maybe 3 months, goes back for a month, goes back for 3 months? And she was kind of like, well, that wouldn't be so bad, you know, but I'd talk to him on a dating site first, and I'd find, you know, I'd want to look at his social media profile. I want to know what he does for a living. And she, you know, it's a very interesting video. It's only about 18 minutes long, but you'll like that. But that is a good point, Stephen. If you don't live here, you'll have a tough time finding a decent girl. You'll find a girl every night of the week. It's like Joe Pesci said in Goodfellas. I find a good girl every night, Mum, but then I go home and find another one, or wake up and get another one. Right. Daniel Webb, I live in Hua Hin. Okay, nice city, nice town. Me and Oi, Thai Billy Boy, yes, mate, 550. I went in for one, and the lady said they are 3 years new bonus. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, that's long enough for that one. Thai Billy Boy, Noi, cheers for that. Okay, lots of people talking to each other now. Taxi to Lao, me and Noi wasn't aware. It's now 3 years, but good to know. Okay, right, Stephen James. Peter, that Ed Sweeney waffles on sometimes, don't he? You and him should have a boxing match. Well, funny enough, we've done some really good streams together, Ed and I. He fell out with everybody, didn't he? I don't know if I was involved in that or it was other people, but he said he wanted to do his own thing and he didn't want anything else to do with any other YouTubers. So I haven't contacted him since, but it's a shame because I quite like doing live streams with Ed. And in fact, one of ours was mammoth. It was 5 hours long. We both got pissed on the stream and it was a damn good 5 hours. And we had a lot of people in the stream and it was good. You know, it was very entertaining. But yeah, I don't know about waffling on. We all waffle on, don't we? When we've got live streams, we all waffle on. Me and I, yes, Google, mate. Napoleon blown apart. Hi, Peter. My brother is having trouble commenting on your stream. His name is D in Isan. Yeah, I know. He's in every week. Can you help him? Is he blocked? Well, he's certainly not blocked because he's been coming into this stream for a number of years now. I recognize the name straight away. He might have even messaged me a few times. But yeah, no, he's definitely not blocked. There's no one in to block him tonight. There's no moderators tonight. Sometimes what happens, sometimes YouTube's a bit funny. They have a glitch where I've had this with other people before. They might say something, one word that's picked up, and you know, YouTube's got a lot of automation now. And what happens is it sometimes picks up on things and it'll block certain words or it'll put people on a timeout for 5 minutes or so. But it isn't me, definitely. Okay, right, where are we? Eddie's off the booze now. Yes, somebody told me that he'd lost a couple of stones. Well done to him if he is. I only lasted 11 days. It was 14 months the last time, but I didn't notice any difference on the weight. Right. Ben Well, hello from Tokyo. Good to see you on the mend. Will the live stream always be on Sundays? Yeah, Ben, I think it's better. I was doing them on Saturdays, as you know, and that was really for my own benefit because I wanted to take Sundays off because there's quite a lot of work involved with YouTube. And I figured, okay, I don't mind doing it every day, a few hours every day. And I thought I used to go over to Simon's on I can still go to Simon's on a Sunday. It just messes around my schedule a little bit more. And yeah, I think I'm going to stick to Sundays, you know, because it's a better day. I get more people in. I had 350 people in about 5 minutes ago. That's 100 of them have disappeared. So I don't know. Maybe it was a break on a football match or something. Right, 289 in there. Right, Javier, Eddie is planning to retire, I guess, probably in Thailand. Okay. Stephen James, yours travel is in his mod. Okay. Oh yeah, yours. You're a mod, aren't you? Yeah, you are. I can't remember. I haven't seen a comment. Yeah, you are. You're a mod. Right. Okay. So if we get any funny comments, and we haven't had any trolls in for quite a long time now. Maybe I'm tempting fate by saying that. Boarding Patty, a video with Chris from Retired Working for You would be awesome. Again, I don't know the guy. I know he's very big. I don't think he's going to contact me to do a video with me. If he did, I'd certainly team up and do something with him. I don't know if my channel's his sort of thing. But yeah, he's probably one of the biggest within the top 3. He's not the biggest channel in YouTube channel here in Thailand, but he's certainly one of the bigger ones. No Strings, tried to give up caffeine this week. It was brutal for worse than giving them alcohol. Lasted 2 hours. Oh, I didn't have a problem with that because when now I'm on this blood pressure. I'm taking tablets now to bring it down because I'm a bit overweight. And the doctor said to me, try to stop salt, stop caffeine. And I went on to decaffeinated coffee. And within, I'd say, a day, I got used to it. So if I'm out and I want a coffee, I'll just have a coffee with caffeine, no problem. But because I drink a kind of double-sized cup in the morning and sometimes a second cup, I have caffeine, decaffeinated coffee, and it's absolutely fine. If I made some fried eggs, I'd always put some salt on them. So I've stopped that now. Obviously, it's difficult to eat French fries or something like that without salt on, but I do try. Okay, Boarding Patty says he is a funny dude. Okay, Joyous Roma, hey Peter, let's get cracking on the soy ride-alongs. Yeah, you mentioned that last week, and in fact, that's why I actually got it out. Let me see if I can. Let me just turn this light out for a second. What's happened to that then? That's weird. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's there somewhere because I tried it on the other day, and it was after you mentioned it last week because you said about this, and I thought, yeah, damn, that's a good idea. I meant to do that when I came here, and I've never done it. So I've got it out, make sure it still fits, and it does. And I'm a bit annoyed now because I don't know where it is. I tried it on the other day, but I will. Promise. I promise I will. Let's get it on. Hi, Trev. Late to the party. Okay, which Trevor is that? Not the Trevor, is it? Right, okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's do a little competition. We haven't had a competition on here for a while, have we? What we'll do, this is one I put out about, I think it was probably about 2 years ago. So some people with good memories might remember. But what this one is, right, what it is, there's 8 pictures of Asian girls. Okay, they're all girls. There's no lady boys. It's all girls. And I want to know which number is the Thai lady. Okay, there's ladies from China, South Korea, wherever they are, but only one is from Thailand, and the object of the game is to tell me which number girl is actually Thai and not Chinese or whatever. All right, so only one Thai. Let's see if you know your Thai girls. First in is Matthew with the right answer. It isn't number 3, unfortunately, Matthew. Robert, no, not number 4. Darren Drew, no. Joyous Rumour, well done to you. You got it right. Kelly Harnett, no. Rumble, no. Real Reno, no. George Van, good to see you. And George, no. Deke, no. Carefree 42, no. Charlie Stewart, right, no. Haven't forgotten Charlie about the college over the road there. Javier, no. Nomia Inspector, no. Mike Jones, no. Only in Thailand, no. Jeff Say, no. Michael DiCaprio, no, it's not number 3. The Gormless Twit, no. Mark Hanley, no. More than like no. Geezus, yeah, you got it right, Jason. Ricky, okay. Let's get it on, no. Mike Sands, yes. The Machiavellian Prince, that's the name and a half, no. Colin, no. Christopher Tate, yes, you got it right. Steve, no. Google user, no. Bottle Baby, no. Kevin Lampard, yes. Mianoi, yes. Jean Lebon, no. Mercy Paul, no. Charles Saunders, yes. 20 Rothmans, no. Paul Hoskins, no. Is that Mo no. Boarding patio, no. Delivery driver, no. Mercy Paul again, no. Max Smith, no. Christopher Walker, the writing on the comments completely blocks the numbers for when watching on Apple. Okay, sorry about that. Walker ATM, no. Ben Limo, no. Brian Mills, come on, guys, let's have a few more right answers here. Brian Mills, no. Glenn, no. Innovations, yes. Taxi to Lao, how you doing? Haven't seen you for a while, Taxi to Lao. Richard Harris, no. Thailand Clucker, no. Javier, no. Well, okay, you made a comment there. We'll see. Mongolia, I can't say that name. No. Kel Giggs, no. Barry Lim, 3 is beautiful. I think they're all nice. Dan the Man, I wish we had 9. Gabor, yes, you got it right. Well done to you. Barry Lim, 2 beautiful anyway. Nomi Inspector, I took the comments off my TV. No Strings, no. Richard Woolley, no. Okay, let's put the right answer up there and see if you're going to be kicking yourself. Okay, then. Yeah, well done to those people who got it right. I thought it was a bit easier than that, but obviously, maybe because I made the competition. Let's have a look who we got now. Joyce Romer, woohoo, my first win on the competitions. I've stopped doing the competitions on the regular streams now because it's just too much work to put them together. And I have them in the member stream because obviously I don't have as many people in the member stream. And sometimes it's difficult to keep the member stream flowing, because when the comments dry up, it's sometimes difficult to think of things to talk about. So it's good to whack in a manga minute or a competition sometimes. But I might try and bring 1 or 2 competitions back. I want to try and think of something fresh. I don't want to keep doing the same ones for year in, year out, as it were. If you just joined us, welcome to another Sunday night stream from here in downtown Bangkok, sitting next to the pool here, nice and cool. We've had a real big storm tonight. I was going to say before I started the stream, it isn't raining as much. I've noticed this year it doesn't seem to be raining as much as it did last year. Maybe it's going to be a late start. We do tend to have sort of half an hour to an hour of rain most evenings, but we'll go through 2 or 3 days and have nothing, or we'll have a really bad one like tonight. But it's weird. I don't know if it's global warming or what it is. Okay, no name. China looks real cute. I'm sure you wouldn't say no to any of them who knocked on your door, Google user. Boarding pattern number 3, Locks Mysterious. Number 3. I've got to have a look now. Which one's number 3? Let me have a quick look. Thought she looked really Thai, that one. Right, Phil T says an honest answer there for once. He says, yeah, tough as I like them all. Okay. Delayed Dave, how you doing, Delayed Dave? I never win. Well, it's difficult from pictures, and it's like the Ladyboy competitions. Mark Hanley, I thought it was a Ladyboy competition. No, there's one of them in the members. Plenty of members in now, so we've got a Ladyboy competition in the members stream, and also the Manga Minute. Right, M Happy 5 is a Thai actress. Okay, so if you know that, you would have got the answer, wouldn't you? Because you know her. No Strings, why don't you do the members stream competition the following week in the general stream? Because there's so many members in the regular stream, because a lot of the members watch the regular stream, then jump into the member stream. And if you look at the comments, I don't know if it shows it when you look at it. If it's a member, their name is in green. And if you look through the comments, there's quite a lot of green names out there. So that means there's a lot of members in the stream. I've got close to 200 members now. And I've got to do something a little bit different for the members, as it's not worth being a member, is it? Obviously, they get access to videos early, like the one I was talking about with Ying, the girl who did the video with in the park the other day. That'll be released to members after the members stream, and it'll be released to everybody else on Wednesday. And of course, the stories that come out on Saturday, members get to see them on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever I've remember to put them up. No Strings, ask members not to participate. Yeah, okay, that'll be more easier said than done, isn't it? Jay Easy, back to Bangkok next month. How are airfares doing? You know, everybody was whining about airfares for the last 3 months. A lot of people coming over here in the next sort of 30 to 60 days. Are airfares getting better now? Obviously I don't look anymore because I'm not going anywhere. Cal Gig says, could knock my door down anytime. Also beautiful, absolutely. No name, yippee, Ladyboy competition, slow clap. Okay. So, did you watch a story? Did you listen to the stories that were released this week? There was a story about the guy. He'd gone up to a hotel and he was sitting drinking a beer, and his girlfriend was in bed, and he felt this hand go across the back of his head, and then it went across his head at the back again. And apparently, some English guy had been murdered there, and it was kind of a ghost story. And somebody left a comment which I found quite amusing. He actually said something like, "Oh, I thought you were going to say May was actually a lady boy, and when she went to bed, it was something else that brushed across the back of his head." I thought it was quite funny. Right, me and Peter, if you do a bike ride around video vlogs, don't speed it up like you did that one in Pattaya. It scared people. It looked like you were doing 100 miles an hour. Do you know, that was really funny. I know exactly what you mean. I won't have to do that in Bangkok. What I did when I did and it was really bad quality, the picture as well, wasn't it? But I've learned how to overcome that now. Hopefully get a better picture. Yeah, what it was in Pattaya, because I was doing quite a bit of distance. I was going from the back of the beach road all the way through to Walking Street, and then I went all the way to jumped in. Okay, so if I'd have had that on normal speed, the video would have been about half an hour long, and it'd be bloody boring because it's just me riding at 30 miles an hour on a regular road. Okay, so the reason I speeded it up was to, the regular bits of road were just to fly through there, and then the interesting bits slow it down. But it'll be different here. No, I won't speed up. But what amazed me about the comments that came out on that video was people actually thought I was driving at that speed. It sounded like they're 4 strokes to these bikes now, but because it was speeded up, it sounded like a 2-stroke, ying, ying, ying. And, I was whizzing in between cars and going around bends. And, quite a number of people wrote in and said, you shouldn't be on the road. You're a danger to the tires and all this. I'm like, I speeded it up 300%. What are you talking about? And they really thought I was driving at that speed. But you're right. No, in Bangkok, I'll drive into Soy 11, go down to the end, come up the other end, then I'll stop the camera and I'll go to another interesting soy, just let you see what's going on at the moment. Nicholas says, flights are not cheap nowadays. Okay. What sort of prices are we looking at? What's a direct flight on Eva Air from Heathrow to Bangkok right now? Because people were complaining, Eva Air or Thai Air, what is it from Heathrow to Bangkok in the next sort of 6 weeks, if anybody's booked? M Happy, didn't have a clue. Wife told me after competition. Okay. No strings. Right. Okay. Some information here. £920 direct London to Bangkok, Thai Air in November. Can't wait. Yeah, mind you, November is high season, so they're going to put the prices up, aren't they? My daughters are coming out here in November. I think I mentioned I paid for the pair of them. I paid £1,400 return. So what's that? That's it's only £700, isn't it? But they do that's Qatar Airways, and they do a 2.5-hour stopover in Abu Dhabi on the way and on the way back. But I got it because it was when the prices were really sky high, and I just wanted to make sure that I could get them out here because I won't have seen them for about 8-9 months. I'm looking forward to them coming out here actually. Richard Harris, they all look gorgeous, especially compared to the Muntas here in the UK. Okay, yeah, I know. Right, number 5 is not from Isan as they are dark skinned. They're not all dark skinned in Isan. I mean, it's a bit of a fallacy these days because the thing about Isan, it used to be just a lot of, well, it still is a lot of farming. And if they worked in the fields, they got brown. That's why they cover themselves up. You see them with big hats on and scarves are only their eyes shone because they don't want to get dark in the sun. But there's a lot of people in, especially major cities like Khon Kaen, they don't work in the fields. They're regular girls like you get here. Okay, Bottle Baby is still up from 80% to 250%. That does seem quite high. Dan the Man, been back to Bangkok for 10 days now, having great fun. Okay. What are you up to, Dan? Where are you at every night? Are you doing a Nana Plaza? That's expensive in there now. No strings. Extra £140 for exit row seat. Yeah, that's a lot. When I paid for the exit row seat, I recommended it once actually, and I paid 70. But that was on board. I don't know if it's more expensive before. I was on board and there was a little baby. I was on an aisle seat and the baby was on the aisle seat of mother. And it was like getting to my nerves. And I got on the I went to see the cabin crew, and I said, look, I can't sit for 12 hours with this baby screaming. Have you got anywhere else for me to sit? And they were like, well, no, we've only got this one, but it's £76. And I'm like, where do I sign? You know, and it was a great seat, you know, and it was in the next section. So I had a really nice, comfortable journey on the aircraft back. But the thing is, it cost me £76, but you're saying it cost you £140. So I guess that might be because you pre-booked it. I don't know. Maybe they're just putting the prices up now. Taxi Talal says, just paid 800 Thai Airways for 3 weeks in November. Well, that's more like regular prices, isn't it? What was it before COVID? I think it was before COVID, I was paying 650, 640, 660 return. But of course, all the fuel prices have gone up now, haven't they? Because of what's gone on in Ukraine. Dan the man, you're here for 3 months. Okay, so plenty of time to do whatever you're doing. Me and I fly in 3 weeks, 545 direct with Thai. Great, yeah, because okay, so that's a really good price, and because you're coming in low season and there's less people flying out here in low season, that's probably why you got a good price. Mark Hanley, no strings, not bad. Richard Woolley, I liked the motorbike video speeded up. I actually liked it as well. It sounded great. It did look like I was in a proper race, but you know, like I say, some people thought I was really driving at that speed. Yoz Travels, about 3 or 4 months ago, they went down for high season, got my November-March flights with Emirates for £750, but seem to have gone up again. That's strange, isn't it? Steve, while we're on the subject, which we're not, I always talk about your girlfriend's scooter. She had the accident. My scooter's coming up to 1,000 kilometers now since I've had it. That's all I've done. It's like 940. But I don't know how I broke the, the horn, the actual button to press the horn. It kind of came out of its shoe where it sits, and I couldn't get it back in. I ended up snapping the plastic. So I was planning to go to Honda to book it in for a service. Right, you know, if you take a vehicle, motorbike or car, in, especially into the UK, if you book it in for a full service, you're looking at probably, I don't know, what would a service in the UK cost now? 50 quid, 60 quid, if not more. I said to, and this is Honda, remember, this is not some East European garage down a back street. So it's a first service that you have to have on the Honda Click, right? And I'm thinking, well, it's probably going to be 2,500, 2,800, which seems, you know, reasonable for a full service. And I called the guy up. It's a family business. I said, well, how much is the service? And he said, let me get the price and I'll come back to you. Back to me, 270 baht for a full service. Can you get that? That's like 270. It's about 6 quid for a service. But what was surprising is the plastic horn button was 700 and something. I don't know. Maybe that's because it has to come from. Well, it does. It comes from Honda Direct, doesn't it? But I thought you'd find that information useful, Steve. So you don't want to skip on your services. They're dirt cheap here. Right, me and I said that video was funny. Kev 1264. Ed Sweeney said he's moving to Asia next year for good. Okay, so good for him. Richard Harris, it's well worth it to pay extra for the extra legroom seats. Yeah. Nicholas, one-way ticket from Laos to the UK costs roughly £500 upwards. Robster, you lucky guys in the south with direct flights from London Heathrow. No direct flights from Scotland. Put that up here. That's right. I mean, I think the way I'd do it if I lived in Scotland, because what you've got to do, you've got to go to Manchester Airport, haven't you? And then you've got to go through the Middle East, which is generally a stopover. Well, it is a stopover. And then you go on to Bangkok. I think if it was me, I'm not sure, but it's a long ways. I might be tempted to take the train down to Heathrow, stay overnight in a hotel, and then get a direct flight the next day. It'd work out quite a bit more, wouldn't it? So if you know, a budget's your main concern, then you wouldn't do that, obviously. But I think, yeah, I'd think about that. Wayne Ritchie, Peter, I'm still coming out to Thailand in November. If you can't meet me because of your daughters, I understand. I'll be coming out in March 24. I don't want to give out the dates, the exact dates, Wayne, but they're only here for 8 days. You know, my oldest daughter, she's got her own business. It's like beauty. She does beauty weddings and stuff, you know, makes up faces. And my youngest works as well. And because they're both coming out together, they could only work out 8 days. So they're going to be here for a full 8 days. So it might be they come out at a certain time in November and you're still here when they go back. So it'd be great to meet up. You know, I do try and meet people when they come out here, but sometimes it's just so busy, I just can't get away. I think I'm meeting Jason tomorrow. Mara for Paul Hoskin. Yeah. Ben Lono, you were driving fast. If you sped it up, why weren't the cars also sped up? Yeah, I mean that's sensible, isn't it? Most people don't think like that. They just look at me on this bike and think I'm going so fast. Oh, you were driving fast. If you sped it up, why weren't the cars? Yeah, they were, but I was going in between the cars. Obviously, I'm on a bike, so what would happen is, like normal, you're on a motorbike, so you go in between the cars because you can get past them. But they were going fast as well. Have a look at it again, Ben. I definitely was not doing 100 miles an hour, and a Honda Click does not sound like a two-stroke high revving. Honestly, go and have another look at it. No strings. Always fly out Thursday, 9:25 p.m. and come back Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Yeah, that's the flight I like, because if you go out in the evening, then you can have a couple of drinks before you sort of settle down, and then you can sleep all night. I hate the afternoon flights. I'm not worrying about it anymore now I'm out here. I'm not even going to get a multiple entry. I've got nothing to go back to the UK for. I've got the only family I've got really is my two daughters. I'm not going back to see my ex-wife, obviously. They're coming out here. I've paid their tickets and their hotel, so I've got no reason whatsoever to go back to the UK. I'd like to see my dog again, but I don't think it justifies buying a return ticket to the UK to see my dog. Damien always says to me, "You should go back before it's too late," but right, me and I have another flight early December, 8:20 direct. Okay, not a bad price. Gail Gigs. If I wanted Hollywood production, I would not be here, Peter. The real would keep it up, Peter. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it's really weird, I mean, it's like the way YouTube's gone in the last few years. When I started, there was, the pictures, everybody's pictures weren't that great, but now the equipment people are using, I've just got into 4K now. When I go out and do another video, I'm going to try and do it in 4K, because I notice a lot of people are recording in 4K now. And Eric, who came round here, he showed me the settings on the camera, and when I put it through my software, how I can get it produced. Because at the moment it's something like 1080/720, and the quality is acceptable. It's acceptable, but you see some people's videos when they're out and about. I mean, they're so 4K, and I'd like to do that. So that's coming next. Thailand Clucker, hey, thanks, Mara. That was very nice of you to give me a free membership 1 month. Okay, so I don't know, because Franco's here, so nobody's telling me. How many, Mara? You must have given out a few memberships tonight. Thank you very much for that. I don't know how many, and I don't know who to, because as I say, Mara for Paul Hoskin. Okay, you've got a fan, Paul. One at last after all this time. No, it's very kind of you to have done, Mara. I don't know how many you've bought. I don't know who for. Okay, let me know if you have. I know you have. Just let me know how many. If you buy memberships for people, you do know they run out after a month, don't they? If that person doesn't renew it, it's very kind of you to buy it for a month. But the person who gets a membership, if they don't renew it, it just runs out after a month. Where are we? Paul Hoskins, I can't help it if I spend all my money on bar girls. Okay, well, that'll slow down as you get older, Paul. Michael Mackin, what are the walking distances between Soy 6, 7 and 8? Well, 7 and 8 are very close. In fact, 7 and 8 are right next to each other, and there's actually a cut about halfway up the street. There's a kind of slip road that goes between 7 and 8, so we haven't got a problem. When we used to drink there, we used to start at the bottom of Soy 8, go all the way up to the cut through, and then you come out by the Pig and Whistle and go back down and do it all again. But Soy 6 is quite a distant. That's past. You'll go straight, and if you're on the second road and you're going straight, and then you get to that part, the Dolphin Roundabout, where it goes left and you go back down to the beach road, you actually have to go further on, quite a bit further on. And Soy 6 is way down there. But you just jump on the back of a BART bus. It's pennies, it doesn't cost much. And there's one every couple of minutes, Mark Hanley, Hoskins should put his hand in his pocket, not to be a gifted membership. Okay. Richard Mello, joining in today from Lima, but I'll be in Bangkok in just 2 weeks. Woo woo. Yeah, okay. You'll have a lot of fun when you're here. It's good. It's good. No strings, £70 each way, 140 total. Okay, so that was for the leg room, the fire door. Yeah, okay, that seems more reasonable. Richard Harris says, either price is September, 675 economy return. Okay, that's a good price, but it's September, which is low season. Plenty of rain when you come out here in September. Nomi Inspector, 219. I paid £550 Emirate Birmingham return. Another good price. Mia Noi, Thai are the only airline you can choose a standard seat for free. I didn't know that. Thai Billy Boy, if you fly economy on a Qatar flight on the A380, try and book seat 68D. There is no seat in front of you. It's the one Well, you'll never be able to book it again now you've left that message, will you? Because every time you try to book it, it'll be booked up. Okay, lots of people giving information about the flights here. Flights will also, no string says, flight costs will also depend what day you fly and day you come back, sometimes extra £150. Yes, Sunday's a very busy day for flight. People like to, I used to like to travel on a Sunday. When I used to, when I was living back in the UK and I came here, quite regular on holiday, what I used to do, I always used to like to take the Sunday flight. I'd leave my house about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. I always gave myself plenty of time. I just can't understand these people who leave it to the last minute and they rush, and then they start saying to the taxi driver, can you go faster? Can you go faster? I'm going to miss my flight. I've never understood why people do that. I'm the sort of person, I'll get there. If they say you need to be there 3 hours before, I'll get there 4 hours before, because at the end of the day, you can wander around the airport. You've checked in your baggage, haven't you? You can go around and look at the gift shops, the bookshops, whatever, and you're going to get your flight. Like I say, I've never understood these people who, they're just rushing around to, they just leave it to the last minute. Right, let me just say hi to Wayne. You finally became a member. Wayne Ritchie, new member. Well, welcome, Wayne. Hopefully we'll see you in the next stream. Richard Harris says, I always fly on a Wednesday and a Thursday, much cheaper than the weekend. Okay, didn't know that. Matthew Green, Pete, will you and Ed do another live stream together? Very much doubt it, Matthew, because he wants to do his own thing, doesn't he? Soy TV, I told you. So I was in Soy Bacow about a year ago and I was walking past the time bar and this bloke called me and says, Peter, I didn't know who he was. And he said, oh yeah, I watch your videos and that. He says, what have you done to upset Ed Sweeney? And I says, I don't know, you tell me, I haven't got a clue. That was a rumor going around for a while, but I think he was just upset with everybody, wasn't he? But I doubt it. He hasn't been in touch since. Right, Yours Travels. Yeah, it's already had 1,000 kilometers oil change in Honda. Yes, less than 300 baht, laugh out loud. The full repair was 8,000 baht, as had to replace a full front end. Look, that's still cheap though, isn't it? I mean, you're talking 200 quid, £200 to replace the front end. I mean, in the UK, you'd be looking at, I don't know, it wouldn't be £200, would it? It's laughably cheap here, isn't it? A full service for, what's that, 300 baht? That's, and mine's not even 300 baht. You're talking like 7 quid for mine. A full service, 7 quid. Well, oil service anyway. Rob said, Edinburgh to Bangkok via Middle East and Europe. Okay. Pierre, I'm looking at 23-hour flight. Yeah, it's dreadful from America. I've actually flown from Bangkok to California, and we did 7 hours. I think it was to Tokyo, and then we flew to California, and it was all economy as well, and it was bloody awful. I'm not envious of the Americans who have to do those long haul flights. I mean, we're lucky we can get on 11 hours and you're in Bangkok. Martin Ryder, Eyes of Owen moving to Thailand full time. Everybody's coming out here. Thailand would be full of YouTubers, wouldn't it? The problem is with having a YouTube channel in Thailand. I look at things, I think, what can I go and film that's different? But there isn't anything. Everything's been done to death, hasn't it? So I think I'll try and start getting into a few more interviews, some motorcycle rides, and I don't know. It's difficult. There's so many people doing the same thing here now, especially in Pattaya. Ryan Seeger says the train becoming too expensive, so I get a National Express the day before and stay at an easy hotel for almost the same price. Yeah, I tried the National Express the last time I came here when I had to go back, and I think from Northampton to Heathrow, I think I paid £24. But the problem is, I lived in Kettering, which is 8 miles from Northampton, because the National Express didn't stop in Kettering. So the taxi from Kettering to Northampton was like £30, and it was £24 on the National Express to go down. It just wasn't practical to go up to the town centre with a suitcase and get on a regular bus and stop at every village on the way to Northampton. It wasn't. Bottle Baby says, hate early flights, 7 a.m., 7 or 8 o'clock departure. Yeah, well, you got to be at the airport like 4 in the morning, haven't you? Wildside Adventure will be returning to Thailand in 2 weeks. Plane fare has definitely gone up since COVID. Yeah, so is fuel, unfortunately. Paul Hoskins, do you talk to the dog online? Okay, no. Yours Travels, love the 2-3 hour stop in the Middle East. Means I can fly from Manchester and save a 5-hour journey or night in London. Okay. Richard Harris, I've never done it. I've never stopped off in the Middle East on the way to Thailand. Richard Harris, I love flying at night, fall asleep, then wake up in Bangkok. Yeah. I remember on one flight I was going out, and it's typical Thai thing this is. I was lucky enough to have 3 seats, and I'd fallen asleep. I must have been asleep 8 hours, and my feet were just hanging out off. Obviously I didn't have my shoes on, and the Thai stewardess lady, older lady. She must have been in charge of that section. Instead of like a British Airways, they'd come up and shake and say, "Morning, breakfast time," typical. It was a typical Thai thing. She had long nails, and she went on my foot and she kind of scratched the bottom of my foot. And obviously I woke up and she was like, "Breakfast," and I thought you'd only get that from a Thai Airways. Rob said, Dar Airport is amazing, but a total rip-off of food. Plus, they don't like Scottish notes. Haha. Yeah, you find that in here, Scottish notes, they don't like them here either. The Wutong Life. What do you think about all these hot Thai... Oh, I've lost you. Where are we? Hang on. Let's try and find that again. Because a load of comments jumped in and it's like, I can't find it. Damn. Let me go back. That looked like a good question. Right, we did that one. I've lost it. Martin Ryder, vlogging a dead horses in Canterbury, doing videos. Okay, I've been there. Really nice there. One thing about him, he does get around, doesn't he? I mean, when he comes out, he's one of those YouTubers who really gets out there. He moves from one town. He gets around. He does a lot of filming, does he? A bit like Paddy Doyle. There we are. The Wutong Life. What do you think about all these hot Thai girls making street food on YouTube? It's really only one. It's that roti lady. Somebody said to me, "Why don't you go down and film the roti lady?" And I said, because everybody with the camera has been down there to film her. What more could I, unless I could kind of sit on the pavement with the camera looking up, there's nothing more I could offer, is there? I mean, she's been filmed by every single YouTuber, which is what I was talking about earlier. There's just, it's just difficult. I don't understand what that means, Martin. Who cares if it rains in a parlor? Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. No, don't care about it. Just mention it. Pierre, 30,000 for round trip to US Emirates. Oh, 3,000. Of course, not 30,000. 3,000 for round trip US Emirates economy. That's quite expensive, isn't it? And we're moaning about £800. Right. If I car flashes his healing at a junction, upturn, it doesn't mean he is letting you go like in England. It means he isn't stopping. I luckily figured it out before I put out. Yeah. The rules of the road here, they're not, they don't let people out here. You've got to, because I drive a car here as well, and you have to fight your way in. You not bully your way. If you want to move over, you have to basically budge in and hope nobody hits you. Delivery driver, are there any new modding condos at Rama 9 that are not skyscrapers, maximum 511s? Well, if they're new, they won't be 5 floors because land's a premium now and they go up. So if they get the land, they're not going to be building 5 stories. Chris Stone, Peter, anyone who just joined the stream heard you say full service £7 are excited. That girl's prices have dropped. I don't remember saying full service. Is it £7? What's that about, Chris? Nice seeing the stream, by the way. Okay, well, look, that's probably about it for now. I've been going for an hour and a half. It's 10:30 here in Bangkok. I'm going to have a short break now because I'll be back for the member stream in about 15 minutes. We've got the Monga Minute. We've got the Ladyboy competition. And I'm going to give you an update of what I always give you an update on, fights and all, which I only talk about in the member stream. I think you know what I'm talking about if you are in the member stream, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. And if you are coming into the member stream, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. Just use the bathroom, fill my water, and I'll be back. Okay, see you in a bit. All I want,